Happy Valley on Wednesday night. Welcome to the race by race preview. Nick Child here this week to pass on all of the selections for the meeting, and we get things underway at 6:40 with a Class 5 over the 1650. Class droppers Servan and Ninja Derby. Smashing Express placed at chart 10 last time. Windicator Family. Last start winner goes up £7 for it. Traditions run fourth at his last two starts. Mr. Aladdin wears a hood for the first time. Verbier. He was placed over the 1650 last start, and Superb Move had a left cannon injury on the 19th of March and was scratched. It's Verbier leading here, Nick.
Yeah, look, I think more than likely he's got seemingly enough pace to lead. Superb Move, usually never too far away. Wisdom Star could be close on the scene as well. Servan up at the top now. He's drawn 12, drops in grade. Might just get caught out a bit wide there of the likes of Mr. Aladdin and Ninja Derby, another interesting grade dropper. Windicator Family, Strongest Boy, they should all get back. So too the fancied Smashing Express and Winning 7, likely to get back and hopefully run on late.
We have first, third and fourth in our first replay. The winner Windicator Family's come from almost last here, turning for home. Verbier's led up and given a good sight, and Tradition just keeps running fourth. What do you make of this as a form race?
Well, it's probably some of the strongest form, Mark, given the sort of grade of racing we're at. But look, Windicator Family was good here last time over course and distance, so I think his chance has to be taken as a serious one. Verbier, I think, has got a decent enough chance to hopefully break through. Tradition, he's interesting. He just keeps sort of plugging on without getting too serious. But his chance might come sometime soon, I fancy.
OK, we'll keep an eye on him Wednesday night and further ahead. Smashing Express, as we head across to Shartin, runs third. Casa Legend fourth. Strongest Boy disappointed this day. It was disappointing a couple of runs ago too, but his best form is over the 1650 at the Valley.
Yeah, he's a course and distance winner, so look, if anyone can bring him back to form, David Hayes certainly can, but form has just sort of eased off a little bit. Look, I didn't mind the run of Smashing Express here. He's 0 from 12 lifetime, but he's placed 3 times. That's him in the green and yellow striped cap. Antoine Hamlin was on board this day. Look, he's run on quite nicely here. This will be his 5th go around the Valley. Has run well here in the past, so I'd certainly give him a bit of a chance here, looking to break through at start 13. He probably isn't the worst in what looks not the overly strong sort of Class 5.
Which should suit Ninja Derby coming back into Class 5 because he has raced well when he has been down in this grade. He's a 2-time winner in Class 5, one over the 1650 and one over the 1800 metres.
Yeah, he's got to have a strong chance, hasn't he, really? Judged on this effort in race 4-8-1. This was 2 starts ago, has had a run since finishing 8th, but not bad here at all, and he's got a decent record over the course and distance, and obviously the class does suit him as well. So meeting slightly lesser opposition, shall we say, should certainly see him to good effect. He looks a leading player.
That's a good push for him. What is the makeup of your first 4 for the opener?
Well, look, I like the 3 here. I think he's a decent chance of perhaps breaking through. Smashing Express for the informed John Size, Hugh Bowman. Ninja Derby has to go in. Brenton Abdullah, Tony Cruz. Verbier, I think, is on the cusp of winning a race here, number 10. And Superb Move right down at the bottom. He's off a very lowly mark, but it wouldn't be a biggest shock in the world if he was able to run well. So 3-2, 10-11 for me in the opener.
Nick keen on Smashing Express to start the night at Happy Valley on Wednesday. And a race number 2 for this one. We go up in grade to a Class 4 and back in trip to the 1200 metres. Giddy-ups on the class drop. Northern Fireball steps from the 1000 to the 1200. Master of Humour on debut has had 4 trials. Spicy Spangle, last start winner, extra £8 on his back. Oriental Surprise, cheek pieces off, blinkers first time. What a draw for Team Happy. And Triumphant Warriors racing. Well, he's placed 3 from 4 course and distance, including placings at his last 2 starts. But it's Northern Fireball who heads them up here, Nick.
Yeah, he's got plenty of dash, this horse, Mark. He's drawn well in 4, and Jerry's on board. Jerry Chow taking a couple of pounds off. So there should be a really decent pace on here. Spicy Spangle won't be too far away. He has been closer in some recent runs, though last time out took a bit of a trail sit for him. Team Happy, same to you, albeit drawn wide. I think we'll try and race forward. Love is in the air as a horse improving. He's only had a couple of starts so far. He'll just get in behind the speed along with Giddy Up, Cosmo Navigator as well. Master of Humour is a newcomer, horse number 3. He's drawn 8, so interesting to see where he gets to. Glory Cloud, Chillmaster can get back along with Orient Surprise, and Triumphant Warrior, as mentioned, has been racing well. They're likely to get back early.
And we stay on the theme of Triumphant Warrior now. Nick spoke to his jockey earlier on this Tuesday. It's Karis Teeton.
Karis Teeton, you've got a couple of nice rides going into Happy Valley this Wednesday night. I know one of them, the horse I'm going to ask you about, Triumphant Warrior, has just struggled to win, but he was good last time.
Yeah, Nick, thought he was going to good race last time from where he come from. He seems to be running well lately, so looking forward to riding him.
He's just been sort of solid off this mark, hasn't he? They haven't moved his mark at all, remains on 44, so you have to be fairly confident if he runs the same sort of race, he'll go close, won't he?
Yeah, you know, he's like you say, he's been running well, but he hasn't been winning. But then he have the horse in really good form. Got up yesterday and he felt really good. So, you know, he's gonna have the similar style of position to last time from that draw, and let's hope, you know, the race plan out to suit him.
He's receiving a good bit of weight from most of his rivals as well, so that's always a plus, I suppose.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Like, you know, he goes into a race, there's a lot of favours towards him. So, like I said, he's in good shape and it would be nice for him to get the win.
That is Akaris talking Triumphant Warrior. Nick, we move on now to Lovers in the Air. You're keen on the Bowman and Size combination in the first with Smashing Express. How did you rate their chances here? Yeah,
do you know, I give them a definite chance, actually. He's only had a couple of runs. He's run 6th and 5th, respectively. Now, he probably hasn't set the world alight. He's been beaten around about sort of 2.5 lengths in both of them, but he's shown something for sure. And he draws gate 2 here, and I don't mind the way he sort of kept on giving here in the closing stages. The sort of the winner and runner-up, and first four had probably gone beyond recall, but he kept on well.
That is Lovers in the Air. Off we go now to Spicy Spangle winning. Northern Fireball, this was 1,000 metres, which may not have suited, and he wasn't as fast away as what he usually is either. Barrier 4 and 1,200 metres this week. Yeah, which probably looks like a better fit for him, doesn't it? He's a course and distance winner off £7 lower, so you'd like to think he can put this run behind him and certainly show a plenty here. Spicy Spangle, look, he was good. This was over 1,000, as you say, and all of his wins here. Well, his only win here has been over 1,000, but he does stay 1,200, has done at Shartin. We heard from Karis not too long ago. You're with him in race 2?
I'm going the 11 here on top in the second. I thought this horse was a definite chance, though, indeed, with Karis Teat and Danny Shum with Triumphant Warrior. Hopefully he can get his head in front. Lovers in the Air in for second. He's been racing well. Lightly raced, might be open to more improvement. Glory Cloud goes in on his best. I thought he was a bit of a player. And Spicy Spangle, he's in form. Trainer's in form, Cody Moe as well. So we'll keep him safe there. So 11, 4, 8 and 5 for me.
Is the preview for the first division of the 1,200 metre Class 4, race 2 on Wednesday night. And the distance race on this program is the third. It's 1,800 metres and it is a Class 4 floof. His best form is on the all-weather. 7-day backup for Harmony Galaxy. Can't Go Wonga's raced well over the 1,800 metres. Toy Soltero, Shadow Roll Off, Crossover Noseband goes on. Firefoot comes back in trip. Yoda's Choice, last start winner on the all-weather in Class 5. And Me Time, £122. Gate 8 and a good record when it comes to the top 4 over the 1,800 metres. And one of them does include a win, but Yoda led last time, Nick.
He did, and I think he can lead again here, Mark, to be fair. He's drawn 5 and he's shown his best off the front. So we know he stays the 18 on the all-weather. He's got to prove it on the turf, but he's more than likely to go forward. Charming Steed won't be far away from the pace. Firefoot, I think, will chase Yoda's Choice, and they should get a nice trail into this race. Floof, he's drawn in 12, so the top weight, he's probably going to be out on the wing a little bit here. Youth Power and Brave Witness towards his inner. Me Time, midfield, or perhaps worse. SJ Torby on the same. Can't Go Wong gets back. The Way We Win also. Toy Soltero has been getting back. And Harmony Galaxy at the 2 from 10. He'll likely be held up.
And we saw him last Wednesday night, Harmony Galaxy, and he's run on into second in this race. He couldn't catch Highland Rahi, who made it back-to-back wins, goes to the 1,800 metres for the first time here. Yeah,
he does, look, and he's a horse, he's a Brazilian-bred horse, and usually they seem to get over a little bit of ground, and just the way he races, he looks as if maybe going up in trip is what he wants, so he's up an extra 150 metres here, only went down a half a length, doing all his best work late. Yes, he's 0 from 13, but he's run some really good races in defeat, and I think his time is very near.
It's a good report for Harmony Galaxy. Next replay is Firefoot running 4th. The Way We Win would need to improve. Firefoot did have a start at Shartin following this one, but all of his recent racing was around the valley.
Yeah, and do you know what? He's getting there. He's been big prices in his last 3. He's been 19 to 1, 21 to 1, and 49 to 1. And this was one of his better efforts here. Like, he's run 4th and 8. He is a winner, of course, off of £5 lower, but it does look like he's trending back towards a winnable sort of mark. And the last couple of efforts have been good.
And quite a few to look at in this replay, including Me Time, Can't Go Wong, SJ Torbian and Toy Soltero. Do you give any of this four a chance?
Do you know, I'll give Me Time a bit of a squeak for sure. I think with a lightweight, as you mentioned, 122 on his back here. Conditions are fine for him. He's boxed on nicely enough here. His win came off a £4 lower, so he's probably not too far removed from a winnable sort of mark in this race. So, look, I thought he was perhaps the best of them. One or two of the others, I think, probably have to just show a little bit of improvement. Can't go wrong. He's relatively reliable in this sort of grade.
He sure is. So does he figure whereabouts in your top four, Me Time?
Yeah, look, do you know what? I think he has got a chance here for sure. And for mine, I thought he was towards the minor end. But Firefoot for me was the one that I quite liked in this. I thought he could get the win. Harmony Galaxy goes in. As I say, I don't think he's too far away. And going up in Trip Can Suit, Yoda's Choice will be there for a long way, though he is going up in grade. Gets a little bit tougher for him. And Me Time goes in. I expect he's got a part to play here. 7-2, 9-11 in the third.
They are Nick's selections for race number 3, the first leg of the early treble. And further Class 4 racing in the fourth, but this one is over the 1200 metres. Yichong Spirit carries the top weight again. Better run from Game Player Elite last time, a good second behind a Great Spirit. We've got King Victor, delayed start to his Hong Kong career, scratched on the 9th of February after losing the rider. Harmin Home, a last start winner, carries an extra £8. Wide draw again for Super Sicario. Good Prospectors racing well. Young Horizon had no luck last time. And Circuit Fiery back from the 1650 to the 1200 metres. What's the speed map look like here, Nick?
Well, I think they probably will get their chance, really, in a race like this. Victory 33, horse number 6 there. He's drawn in 12, but does like to go forward. So if he can show a bit of early dash, he might well be able to cross a number of these and get himself to the front. So too, Circuit Fiery likes to show pace. He's in 7, so sort of middle of the line for him. But they look the two leaders. King Victor, as you say, missed his intended debut, though he's shown a bit of pace in his barrier trials. Sovereign Fund won't be too far away. Good prospect. Hopefully gets a better run round in the closing stages this time. I think he can there from gate number 1. He should get a nice trail into this. Harmony and Home, I should say, towards his outer. Young Horizon, excellent peers, gets back. So too Yichong Spirit, Super Sicario and Cohen. Game Player Elite, better last time. He'll be held up for another late run, I'm expecting here.
And here he is, Game Player Elite in our first replay. You can't miss him. He's almost white coming down the outside. Yichong Spirit, Exceed the Wish gets held up in the straight at a crucial stage also. But the run of the grey on the outside, Nick, did it do enough to think this could be his week?
Do you know what? It did almost, Mark, for mine. I mean, it was a much better run. I mean, they've tried him on the all-weather. They've tried him sort of, obviously, at Sha Tin and here. And he's now produced his best. Maybe he's just taken a little bit of time, but look, he's kept on pluckily here down the outside of Great Spirit. So it was a decent effort from him, and hopefully he can back it up.
That's a good report for him. Good prospect, drawn barrier number 1, racing well. Excellent Piers 6th. He's got a good record when it comes to the 1200 metres, being a 4-time winner. And just keep an eye on the horse in the black with the white sleeves down the straight. He just gets no room.
He doesn't indeed. I mean, 0 from 31 in the grade is perhaps a little bit off-putting, but as you say, he is eye-catching in the sense that he didn't get the rub of the green there. But look, the run of Good Prospect was decent. He's been held up at a crucial stage and eventually has run on quite nicely there to hit the line strongly. Excellent Piers on his old form. I know we keep beating the drum about it, but on his old form, he'd pick some of these up and carry them, in fairness. But we haven't seen that old form recently.
No. Speaking of old, here's Harmony and Home, who's now a 9-year-old, but he showed there's still plenty of racing left in him. He won last time. He beat Bowser, goes up weight for it. Angus Chung and Jimmy Ting. He's now won 5 from 62.
Yeah, look, Jimmy's got his horses going well. He had a really nice newcomer, Little Paradise, win recently. Low Pans run well for him since as well. So they're in pretty good nick, it would seem. As you say, he's a 9-year-old showing no signs of slowing down. And I thought this was quite an authoritative win, actually. The horse he's beaten certainly has claims on the same card Wednesday night. So you'd have to give him some sort of chance here.
That's a good report for Harmony and Home. But who do you like in the fourth?
Well, I'm going to go down towards the bottom of the weights here, and that is Good Prospect, who was a little bit unlucky last time. He's drawn a better gate here, and Derek Lung's been in pretty good form of late. Benno Young trained, so Good Prospect on top. Over the grey, Game Player Elite for second. Hopefully he can back up that good run here. Harmony and Home, look, I don't think you can leave him out, really, judged on that performance last start. And Yichong Spirit, giving him a bit of a chance. Disappointing last time, but back to the valley here could suit. 10-2, 5-1.
Nick with number 10, Good Prospect to win the first leg of Wednesday night 6 Up. The trophy race is the 5th, the running of the Hong Kong China Rugby Cup over the 1,000 metres. Harmony and Blessed on the class drop, 4-time course and distance winner. Youthful Spirits will lead. Eternal Fortune has placed 4 from 5 course and distance. Colourful King grabbed the win right at the post last time, goes up an extra £2 for it. Basic Instinct wears blinkers the first time. Watch this one, has the cheek pieces on. And down the bottom, King Excellente is a 3-time course and distance winner over 1,200. Just one over the 1,000 though. And has better form down a grade, Nick.
He does indeed. Yeah, look, there'll be a decent old tempo on here when you've got Youthful Spirits in the race. We know he likes to lead at a decent sort of clip, so expect him to go forward even from 8. He's got some really good gate speed, this horse. Casa of Honor is a fascinating newcomer here. He's got bundles of speed seemingly. But it just depends where he will get to from gate 10. He's got Colourful King, I think, will push up on his inside. You've got Harmony and Blessed. They're the top weight. He's drawn in 2, so should get a nice lead into it. So expect those horses to go forward. Eternal Fortune can take a sit. So to watch this one on only second start. Season's Wits back over his favourite course and distance, usually held up with Basic Instinct. King Excellente and Multi Dutch down at the bottom there. Horse number 10, likely to go back even though he's drawn 1.
Here is David Eustace now with Nick, the trainer of Colourful King.
David Eustace, we're going to Happy Valley for 9 on Wednesday night, and you're going to saddle Colourful King again. Likely racehorse here, but got the job done last time.
He did, by the barest of margins. Certainly got luck went our way that night, but look, he could get the win, obviously, and he's a horse who I think will sort of continue to improve. He's still sort of horse that's a bit nervy and a bit unsure of himself, so I think the more racing he has, hopefully the gradually he can improve.
The record shows that he did win it. I've watched it back probably 100 times, David, and still don't think he won. I remember on the night seeing your reaction as well. You must have been, were you a little bit shocked that he had won? Because it didn't look initially like he had.
Yeah, I don't think anyone did. The only person who thought he'd won was Andrea, and he was on the horse's back, so he couldn't give me any confidence before the result came. But great to get the win, and hopefully he can keep progressing.
It could be a similar sort of setup this time. Youthful Spirits, who he beat, runs again. There should be a decent bit of tempo on, but he's got a good finishing kick, your fella.
Yeah, he does. Obviously, he's got to improve. He goes up £5, as they've all got to when they win, but it does look that way. They look like they'll go fairly quick, and he's got a nice gate just to stalk, and hopefully strong late. I think, the encouraging thing for me as well was that he looks like he'll get 1,200, certainly around the valley when asked to, so I'm not going to rush him to there, but it does just give us options.
The encouraging thing for punters potentially is the form of your stable. Congratulations on the weekend. That was a nice day. 3 winners, sort of days that you dream of, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you obviously don't go expecting that by any means. I thought we had a strong hand, and the horses were racing well, so I hope to get 1, maybe 2, but to get 3 was obviously a great thrill, and it shows the horses are in good form. Staff are working hard and working well, and we got some beautiful rides, and everything just came together well.
There is David Eustace talking Colourful King. Nick, we move on to Youthful Spirits. Running a placing again. He's going to give you a good side. He looked like he might have just scrambled home last time, but Colourful King grabbed him, but this is what you get from Youthful Spirits. Yeah,
look, and I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. I mean, he just needs so much to go right for him in front. He needs to be left alone, and he's got wind issues, this horse, so any pressure, you can see that his head just starts to come up a little bit in the latter part. He's sort of gasping for air, and he's just caught there once again. But look, he's a handy horse who's always going to run his race.
It is Youthful Spirits. Casa of Honor, you mentioned him in the speed map. An interesting newcomer here. Won over 900 metres 3 times in Australia and twice over 1,000, so he's no stranger to winning.
No, he's not. And, he won going back to his Aussie form, he actually won at a decent level, this fellow, as well. Like, he was no slouch by any stretch. So, a 5-time winner from 8. He's got bundles of pace, clearly. Here he is in this trial, held together. He's been chased by a loose horse, but hasn't bothered him in the slightest. He's hit the line well. He's clearly done plenty of work. Michael Chang seemingly has got all the necessary work into him. So he's a fascinating runner, though it's not easy on debut for a horse like him to line up and win.
And from a wide gate too. Does he make your top 4?
Do you know what? He does. I've got to put him in. I think he's a bit of a chance, this horse. He's a fascinating runner for sure. So he goes in. Colourful King on top, though, for me. I think he can back that win up and confirm that form with Youthful Spirits. So watch this one. I thought his trial recently was good. Keep an eye on him. He might be half a price as well. Casa of Honour goes in, Matthew Poon, Michael Chang's horse there, and Youthful Spirit. He'll give a bold sight throughout. If he is beaten, he won't be beaten far because he's usually only collared late. 8-4-5-2.
And that is the preview for race number 5 at Happy Valley. It's the first leg of the Triple Trio. And race number 6 now. Time to preview this race. Class 4 over the 1200 metres. Stella Swift comes back in grade. His Happy Valley race night debut also. Turf Phoenix, the blinkers off. Bowser, crossover noseband on. Tongue tie has been removed. Beauty Thunder raced wide last start. Club Ace has been back to the trial since we last saw him. Super Goldie comes to Happy Valley for the first time. Ace Power's a last start winner and he carries an extra £5 for it. And Telecom Power gets a weight turnaround on Ace Power after he comes out of the same race, and it's the grades at the front here, Nick.
Yeah, look, probably isn't a great deal of pace on in this race, in fairness. Good to slow or thereabouts is what we're predicting. So Super Charizard from a wide draw, he might just have enough pace compared to one or two of these to get across. Brave Joy, he's number 10 on the programme. He's actually gone forward on his second run, so there might be a bit of tempo added from him. Club Ace, I think, can be just in behind the speed. Stella Swift, the top weight from gate 2. She'll get a nice trail into it along with Bowser, who's drawn in gate number 1. Jimmy Orman rides him. Super Goldie usually gets back and runs on. Beauty Thunder a bit the same. Galvanic is drawn out wide of Rich Horse and Ace Power. Ace Power, who flashed home last time, he'll get to the rear of the field. Telecom Power and Turf Phoenix, horse number 2 from gate 5, has shown no early pace in his races.
Karras is back talking to Nick. Last start winner, Ace Power.
Karras Ace Power was well supported last time, got the money. It was a good, strong victory from him, and you'll ride him again on Wednesday.
Yeah, Nick, it was a good win. He did not travel in the race. The pace was fast, and he looked like he was not going to win around the 600, but he fight on really good in the straight, and it was a great effort.
Certainly was a great effort. I mean, he showed sort of good resolution, didn't he, in the finish. He's a horse who's probably got a few pounds in hand. He has won off a higher mark in the past as well.
Yeah, he's come down a bit since he's won, and of course his last win he felt good, and I think he's in good shape. Douglas have the horse going well, so I said he's a horse that might have his chance again.
He's got the exact same barrier in 3, so I guess that sort of allows you to go into this race with the same sort of game plan.
Yeah, of course it's a big advantage when you have the gate, and he's a horse that wants to be left comfortable, and I'm pretty sure he's going to give us his best.
Got some nice rides on Wednesday night. You'd be confident of maybe a winner or two, all being well?
Yeah, it would be nice, of course, after a nice day on Sunday, hoping to get the ball rolling now. After had a couple of meeting pretty quiet, but that's Hong Kong, and things always turn around.
Winning trouble for Karras on Sunday. Nick, as we move on to Ace Power in this replay too, he runs 5th, and Galvanic ends up running 3rd. So wide a draw for Galvanic. He's out in 11, and we know that Ace Power's gone on to win following this.
He has indeed, yeah. So like he's in really good form. Is Ace Power. Look, Galvanic, do you know what? I had a good long look at him for this race. He's had a trial since, and he's gone okay. He probably isn't the worst of chances, actually, and he is fresh here. He's had a bit of a break, so I wouldn't be shocked if he was able to run a race. And he actually stays a little bit further than this trip as well, so I think there's a case to be made for him.
It's a good push for him. There's a few winners that come out of that race also. Stella Swift 4th. Rich Horse would need to improve. So we'll focus on Stella Swift, who comes in at the top of the book.
He does, yeah. He's having his first try around here. He's drawn a good gate, which is always of benefit in a race like this, and showed some better form last time out. He'd been racing a little bit poorly prior to that, but was only 3 parts behind the rushing home, the Auspicious. So, look, good effort this. Unproven around here, but that said, he might well be able to front up from a good draw, and he certainly doesn't have the worst form on show, that's for sure.
That is Stella Swift. What about the other newcomer to Happy Valley, Super Goldie? Has a 7 next to his name, but he wasn't too far away here, and he's been in strong field. Super Strong Kid, Ballistic Win, Brilliant Express, Another World, and My Wish all appear through his form line.
They do indeed. Look, he's actually won off of a mark as high as 59. He's off of 50 here, so it gives him a few pounds to play with, this fellow. And he's had bad barriers as well. You can see on this occasion, this was a couple of starts ago, he's had to come right down the outside. But I love the way he's quickened up in the finish here under Derek Lung, who knows the horse really well, having his 11th ride on him. He's not been beaten far. First go around here, a little bit of unknown, but I think there could be some value in him.
Okay, that is a good push for Super Goldie. In a trial from Club Ace, he runs 4th in this. The trial won by Lucky Swayness, who's up outside the leader turning for home. He won a trial again on Tuesday morning. Andrea Retzani and John Size, the combination.
Yeah, Lucky Swayness is not a bad type, in fairness. But, yeah, look, we'll focus on Club Ace, of course, who I thought came through this trial nicely enough here. Actually beaten favourite last time. But, look, I think he can atone for that and bounce back. He's shown some good finishing dash here in this trial, just niggled along under Huey. He actually ran really well back in December off of a mark of 52. He's running off of 51 here. So you can certainly make a little bit more than the watery case for him.
That is Club Ace. But you sound a little confident on Super Goldie here.
I am rather, yeah. I think there's a bit of value in this fellow, Super Goldie. A bit of an unknown, first go around the Valley, but we'll take a chance with him here. Frankie Law's horses are going along nicely. Bowser in for second. I thought he could go really well here. They've taken the tongue tie off. Cross noseband going on, draws well. Ace Power, you might take a bit of a chance with him, backing up the win last time out now that he's found a bit of form. And Club Ace goes in as well. Decent enough trial, which we just saw, and he's got claims on the pick of his form. 8, 3, 9 and 6.
A value play for Nick in race number 6 with Super Goldie for Derek Long and Frankie Law. And at race number 7, some inform horses in this race, either winning or finishing just behind the placings. It's a Class 4 over the 1650. Quantum Patches on the class drop. Juramori is a 3-time course and distance winner. Sky Vino has the hood off. Gallant Epoch comes to Happy Valley for the first time. The Azure's a 2-time course and distance winner. Ocean Impact went a good race at his Happy Valley debut last start. 2 Infinity Blinkers and Tongue Tie Off. And Flying Silver, all of his wins have been over 1,800 metres. It's Kingly Demeanour sharing the lead here, Nick.
Yeah, good bit of pace on, I reckon, with Gallant Epoch. So he's been in really good form, this horse. And he actually led 2 starts ago in winning and also was very prominent last time out in running well in defeat. Kingly Demeanour, he likes to race for. He's got a lightweight, draws 2, so expect him to give a bold sight from the get-go. Look, Sky Vino, horse number 4 here, he's drawn 11, does like to race handy, so just wonder if he might just get trapped out wide a bit. Red Majesty can go forward along with Flying Silver. You've got the likes of Casa Rochester and Turin Warrior. Will take a bit of a sit, sort of midfield or worse. Ocean Impact, much better last time. He'll get back, hoping to run on. And with Quantum Patch, dear old Jumbo Fortune, he'll get back in his bid to hopefully win again. The Azure and 2 Infinity, it's just not been in any real form, this horse. Draws 12, will go back.
Sky Vino's in our first replay, despite being possibly having a tough run on the speed map. Here he is running second over the 1600 at Sha Tin last time. He's in good form, this horse. £7 claim also for him this week.
He's racing really well, actually, and I think the £7 coming off can certainly help. It's the first time Ellis Wong's going to ride him as well. So, look, this was a really good run here behind Master Trillion, who's a fairly handy horse in his day, but this fellow's not been any worse than 3rd in his last 5 runs. So you can really sort of set your clock by him here, and I'm expecting him to give his running once again.
That's a good report for Sky Vino. This horse is doing a good job too. Gallant Epoch stole it from the front 2 runs ago. Nearly made it back-to-back wins before one heck of a performance by 100-1 outsider.
Yeah, 2 back, he actually beat Master Trillion. So that horse we saw in that previous replay. So, look, the form is sort of tied in with Sky Vino, collateral form anyhow. Look, he's racing well. This day, obviously, the winners come and swamp them all late, but he's given a decent enough sight here. He's likely to be prominent. First go around here, turning track could probably suit him as well. A horse of his sort of nature that likes to go forward. Might be able to get them on the stretch if he is able to lead.
And that is Gallant Epoch. Ocean Impact up the inside, much better from him. Casa Rochester, an excuse. Red Majesty not quite as sharp as we've seen him over the 1650. He has raced after this. And Jumbo Fortune doing Jumbo Fortune things.
Yeah, 2 of my favourites in this. I'm absolutely spoilt, Red Majesty and Jumbo Fortune. Both of whom I think on best form you'd give chances to. Ocean Impact, though, was eye-catching. This is his first go at Happy Valley. Jimmy Ormond stays on. Good barrier. Look, he was a big price. So at 31-1 when second, he's got to prove it was no fluke, but I don't think it was.
Are you going to back that up by tipping him on top?
Yeah, do you know what? I quite like him here, actually. I think I can certainly give him a chance. Ocean Impact is easily spotting those yellow and black colours. Jimmy Ormond, Douglas White combined. Sky Vino in for second. I think he can go very well. So too Gallant Epoch. Both horses in really decent form. And Quantum Patch up at the top, dropping in grade. He's been fancied prices in his last 5 runs. Hasn't won one, but he's drawn 1 here. And this is Class 4 debut. 8-4-5-1 for me.
Nick with Ocean Impact to win at his second start at Happy Valley and also take the first leg of the late treble. And on to race number 8 now. This race is over the 1650. It's a Class 3, 8 gates on the class drop. Cambridge crossover noseband comes off. Kalachi has the crossover noseband off also. Charity Together makes his Hong Kong debut, won over the 1400 at Leicester and Sandown and also 1600 at Sandown. Super Unicorn a wider draw, 7-day backup for Ivy League. And Good Luck Winner, last start winner, comes up in grade. Can't draw a gate, but it hasn't stopped him recently. And he might be able to even zip across from that wide draw, Nick.
Look, I think he can, actually. And with the lightweight, obviously Angus Chung on board as well, claiming an additional 3 off. He's got no weight on his back, this horse, and he's been given a bold sight. And ever since he's joined Jimmy, he's certainly lifted his form. So expect him to lead. Look, Outgate, Star Contact, Ivy League. Shouldn't be too far away. Ivy League has led in the past, and he's drawn a good gate here. Charity Together is a newcomer, formerly with Marcus Tregoning, and he might just take a lead in this. Super Unicorn might be caught out wide. Flying Fortress has not been in the worst of form, and he's drawn 1, so it's a little bit closer than maybe what he has been. Cambridge, Kalachi get further back. Rocket Spade and Satanta had a little bit of a break there. He's usually held up for a late dash.
Couple of trials too has Satanta since that last start. Flying Fortress back up in grade last time. This was on the back of a good performance in Class 4, and this was his best run in Class 3 to date.
Yeah, do you know, and he'll compete at the level. I know he's not 1 from 5 yet, but he's trainer Cody Moe. His horses are going along well enough, and Harry Bentley's on lightweight, good draw. There's plenty of factors to suggest he can run well here. This was a race won by M Unicorn, who's got plenty of course knowledge, that's for sure. But look, this horse has run really well, and I can certainly see him running well with the lightweight.
That's a good start for him. What about Good Luck Win, who won at huge odds going back a few months ago, and not only has he gone on since then, he's even got better.
Look, as the CEO of the Jimmy Ting fan club, I'm certainly going to give him a bit of a chance here, Mark. I think he's done a wonderful job with this horse, Jimmy. He got him on a mark of 49. He's up to 60, so he's still Class 4 rated, but they're running him in the higher grade with the lightweight. And I thought this win was dominant last time over Courier Magic and Co. Look, he needs to do a bit more, but the Ting stable are going along quite well, so I wouldn't rule him out in the slightest. I think he's got every chance.
That's a good report for Good Luck Win. We move on to Rocket Spade, who has been to the trials, his first start since January. He's had 3 trials. He wins this one, and it's going to be Hugh Bowman for Casper Founds.
Do you know what? He's a possible fresh, this fellow. He's actually won first up in the past, Rocket Spade. Look, he's never been the easiest to predict. He's had 30 starts for just a couple of wins, but I think the key is Hugh. Hugh gets on really well with him, this horse. He's drawn gate 11, so he probably needs a bit to go right from there. But I mean, look, he's got some solid Happy Valley Class 3 form, and he has trialled well, as you say. So there's plenty to like about him.
Rocket Spade, and one more trying to look at it, Super Unicorn, who's no stranger to a Wednesday night at Happy Valley. He's yet to win in this class. He's placed 3 from 7. He has been favourite a few times in Class 3 too.
He has, and he's a horse who has just got the 1 win to his name from 14. So, look, it's sort of bits and pieces of form there recently. He's run 2 back, I thought was decent for sure, and the trial looks okay also. Remains off 64 rated, so on that evidence, you'd have to say it'd be some sort of chance, just a couple of pounds higher than that performance 2 runs ago. So he's certainly of interest for sure.
That is a look at race number 8, a race where there looks to be a few chances.
I think there is, Mark, yeah, absolutely, and I think towards the bottom of the weights potentially is the winning chance, and I'm going to go with Good Luck Win here for Angus Chung and Jimmy Ting. He's going to carry no weight here, and I just wonder if he can get the slip on them. He might be a tough one to peg back. Flying Fortress under Harry Bentley, I think, can give a bold show. Super Unicorn on his best form, wouldn't rule him out. And Ivy League, I thought was quite an interesting run here. The key component could be a certain Keegan DeMello going back on. He knows him best. 11, 10, 7, 8.
Nick with Good Luck Win to be first out and first home and win his first start in Class 3. And the last of the Valley on Wednesday night. Shapes like this. Class 3 over the 1200. £7 claim for Sugar. Prestige always. Visor off. Blinkers go back on. Superjoy and Funds, a 2-time course and distance winner. Storm Rider has his second look around the Valley. Golden Rise was a winner in Class 4 2 runs ago. He's had one start up in grade since then. Conspirator wears the hood. He's had 4 trials since his last start. And Young Arrow, consistent. He has placed 4 from 9, course and distance. It's super joy and fun to the top here, Nick.
Yeah, even from gate 8, it's a possibility that he can get forward and lead. He does like to roll forward, and I think they might well be positive on him here. Prestige Always, number 3. Now, he's drawn 10, so he might just try and follow him across, but Charming Babe, Golden Empire could well be keeping him out. Golden Rise, horse number 8 here on the card. He's drawn 7, but can sit handy, though he's got the likes of Absolute Honour and Conspirator potentially just keeping him a little bit deeper than ideal. The ownership mates, Sugar and Storm Rider, he ran a good race last time, keeping on strongly. They'll get back, and with Rising from Ashes, Young Arrow and Run Smart. A little bit intermittent form, but expect him to be held up.
We have an interview Nick has done with the rider of Super Joy and Fun. It's Jerry Chow.
Jerry Chow, Super Joy and Fun is a horse you know very well indeed. The 13th time you're going to ride him. He went close last time, didn't he?
Yeah, last time we got a good draw, and we got the perfect position, and he finished good. He always try hard, and
he likes it around here, doesn't he? I mean, his course and distance record's really good, so this is probably where he's best suited, isn't he?
I think so, because before last time we put him on short in and tried the 1400 meter, and he didn't show better than the Happy Valley. That's why we back to his best distance and course.
This season so far, I mean, he has won a race. There's a run back in December off of 72 over course and distance. He's running off of 68 on Wednesday night. So on his rating and his form, he certainly looks to be a strong chance, doesn't he?
Yeah, his rating is back to his winning rating, and his form is good. I rode him a few days in a track work, and he gave me the good feeling. And the barrier is just a little bit problem for him, because if you chase him a little bit more, and he will get on a bit easily, and need to very be aware about the need to push him a little bit more or just relax him. Yeah, need to talk with Benno to see, and he can lead in a race. He lead and win before. That's why he is feasible for him to be more forward or set down a little bit.
That is Jerry Chow. Nick, we move on to Young Arrow, who gets in with a light weight here. Runs 4th, he's pretty consistent and doesn't mind the 1200 at all around Happy Valley. No,
he doesn't. And look, he swung widest of all here in those Racing Club colours. And look, he's not far away from mine, this horse. He's run some good efforts there. He's finished 3rd a couple of times off of a couple of pounds higher. So I think there's certainly something there. He'll be winning a race around the Valley not before too long. And I like the way he's closed off there. So he certainly gets a chance for mine in this.
And that is Young Arrow. One more to have a look at. It's Charming Babe, winning in Class 4 last time. So he comes back up in grade with a win next to his name. He has been in Class 3 before, 4 for nothing, but he now has a 1 next to his name.
He does, yeah. And look, he was given a canny ride here by Jimmy Orman to go and score. You can see there, he's just got the head at an awkward angle, but once straightened up, he's closed off really strongly. He was a big price this night, 25 to 1, so he's got to prove there was no fluke about it. And given the evidence of his previous grade record, you'd have to say that a little bit is taken on trust, but he comes into it in good form.
He does indeed. But you're with the subject of the interview, Jerry Chow, here?
Yeah, for sure. Look, I think this is a really nice horse. He's always been a very nice horse from day dot, and I think he can win again here. Jerry Chow, Benno Young teaming up with Super Joy and Fun. Storm Rider, very eye-catching effort last time. He'll be running on again. David Hayes has got some really good chances across the night. Golden Rise goes in. I think he can run well. And Young Arrow, look, I've got him in. Might not be Wednesday night his time to win, but he will be winning one. So don't lose faith in him. 4, 7, 8 and 12.
And that is the preview for Happy Valley on Wednesday night. 9 races and the first underway at 6:45.